It's time for another army review from the Armies of the Lord of the Rings. Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel STF Wargaming Studio. My name is Andreas Norwegian Viking and this is my review from the Armies of the Lord of the Rings for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. It is the Lothlorien list. So, Lothlorien has been a long favourite of mine because it's a very cool army. You can have both Galadriel and the normal Wood Elves in it, but I wanted to see how this army could play by itself, and I think I made some thoughts up, either as a full army or as an ally. But let's go through it, and I'll do my thoughts while I take the heroes and the models themselves. So, army composition. Your army may include Galadriel, Kalabaw, Haldir, Rumil, Galadriel captains, Wood Elf captains, Galadriel Stormcallers, Galadriel warriors, Galadriel knights, guards of the Galadriel court, Wood Elf warriors, and Wood Elf sentinels. So the army composition isn't that different, although from the old Free People's book you can no longer access old Thranduil, old Legolas, and the stuff like that. That has been moved to either the Fellowship or to the halls of Thranduil, which we will probably see, well, I know we'll see in the Armies of the Hobbit book. For historical allies, you have the Fellowship, Rivendell, and Rohan. So, of course, they are very friendly with the Fellowship. They are friendly with Rivendell, and Rohan is, of course, their ally in the defense of Helm's Deep in the movies. That is, they're convenient allies with everything else. So, again, an elf list is convenient ally with everything else. So we have the heroes of army bonus. They say a great sorcerer lives in this wood. Sorceress lives in these woods. Friendly Lothlorien models gained resistance to magic special rule. That's everything. Everything will be resistance magic. Fantastic. So, first up, of course, Galadriel. She has been unchanged in points. She's Elf, Lothlorien, Infantry Hero, and Hero of Legend, because of course she is. She's move 6, fight 6, 3 plus shoot, 3 strength, 3 defense, 1 attack, 3 wounds, 7 courage, might 3, 6 will with a nice asterisk, and 3 fate. She's unarmed but wears the ring Nenya. Nenya is of course a reroll for fate points when she uses that. She can do heroic resolve, channeling, and defense. Defense is a very nice thing for her to have. And she has the option for the Mirror of Galadriel. If your army includes Galadriel, you may upgrade any number of Galadriel warriors in a warband to Galadriel Guard at the cost of per model. Galadriel Guard have a courage value of 6, so she has an upgrade now. I think she always did. The Mirror of Galadriel. Passive ability. The mirror is a heavy object with defense of 8 and 3 wounds. It is deployed within 6 inches of Galadriel at the start of the game. For scenarios that require both armies to move onto the board, any model within Galadriel's warband may carry the mirror onto the board. During the end phase of each turn, one friendly hero model within 6 inches may restore their fate value to its starting value. Awesome. I think this is really cool. It used to be a stationary object which you had to put on the board before, but now it's become so much more viable since it can move onto the board. And it is a heavy object, so even if it's not moved onto the board, it can be moved during the game. In addition, it doesn't say that it has to be stationary for it to work. So, so you could basically have heroes just camping around it and everything shooting at the enemy, forcing them to come to you and regaining fate points, using heroic defense with Galadriel, using magic, all these nice things. I really think this makes the army very much more interesting from the first character. But we're not done with her. She's got Terror, Woodland Creature, and the Lady of Lothlorien. She can spend a single point of will each turn without reducing her own store. She's got access to the same spells she always had, so Blinding Light on the 2+, Immobilize on the 3+, and Command on a 4+. But she has gained the Blessing of the Valar at range 12 on a 3+ cast. She can regenerate fate points in heroes. So using Channeled, it regains D3, I believe, and using normally it regains 1. So fantastic way for you to have a double regeneration of fate points. You can cast a spell and you can move into the mirror. So many options. I really like what they've done to her. So for her husband, Kalabaw, unchanged in points, Elf, Lothlorien, Infantry Hero, and Hero of Valor, so you can lead 15. Move 6, fight 6, 3+ shoot, strength 4, defense 4, 3 attacks, 3 wounds, 7 courage, 3 might, 3 will, and 3 fate. And he's unarmed. And this is because, of course, there is a model that is unarmed, so he has an option to use that model. He's got access to rogue actions such as channeling, strike, and defense. He has option for heavy armor, elven maid hand and half sword, and shield. If your army includes Kalabaw, you may upgrade any number of Galadriel warriors in his warband to Galadriel Guard at the cost of point per model. Galadriel Guard have a courage value of 6. So same upgrade you had in Galadriel. He's got Terror, Woodland Creature, Lord of the West. I'm unsure why Galadriel isn't Lady of the West, but she's not a combat hero, so it might be because of that. He's the Lord of Lothlorien, so his standfast is 12 inches rather than 6. He's got access to Aura of Command and Immobilize on the 2 and 3+ respectively. And he's got Enchanted Blades. Enchanted Blades will make him bad in combat. So good. So good in combat. With heavy armor and a hand and a half and shield, he'll become defense 7, which is very good. So I really like what they've done to Kalabaw, making him a bit more viable for his standfast, and of course gaining the Lord of the West, re-rolling to. That's of course not an ability we have talked about in this army. We talked about it in the previous video we did on Rivendell. Lord of the West is basically a ban reroll, a personal ban reroll, so you can of course benefit from a ban in addition, and it's also reroll for 1 die to wound. So having him cast Enchant Blades on himself with strength 4, normally needing 5+, and then gaining a 4+ with reroll for the Enchanted Blades. Oh, that should be really fun. Next up we come to Rumil. He is gone up by 3 goblins with equipment worth of points. He is move 6, fight 6, 3+ shoot, strength 4, defense 7. So I believe is now higher 1-pointed defense. 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 6 courage, 3 might, 1 will, 1 fate. He carries heavy armor, elven maid, sword, and shield, and has access to heroic defense as heroic actions. And he has an option for an elven cloak. So he's lost his bow option, but yeah, nobody used him with a bow anyway. He's got access to swift parry, which is a special rule. Rumil may force 1 enemy model in the same fight as him to re-roll a single d6 for the dual roll, so no longer must 6s be re-rolled. Now it is single dice to re-roll, which could be very good. This must be done before any might points are used. So it's a bit of a clarification on the swift parry, in addition to it being a re-roll instead of re-rolling 6s. Straight up, you'll have to reroll that one. Pretty nasty. Haldir, his brother, I believe, for Rumil, is unchanged in points. This is now a combined profile of both Haldir and Haldir, Defender of Helm's Deep. So he's Lothlorien, infantry hero and hero of fortitude. He's move 6, fight 6, 3 plus shoot, strength 4, defense 4, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 6 courage, 3 might, 1 will, 1 fate. Carries an elven made hand and half sword. Has heroic accuracy, heroic strike and strength. Expert shot, woodland creature. Has options for heavy armor, elf bow and elven cloak. And the elven cloak, as with many of the Rivendell, has gone down by half in points to upgrade. He also got 2 very thematic special rules. The first one is allies till the end. Haldir is counted as being in range of a banner and automatically passes all courage tests if he's within 12 inches of either Aragorn or Theoden. So very thematic with the defense for Helm's Deep and stuff like that. And one final blow, active ability. If Haldir is slain in close combat, he may immediately make 1 strength 4 strike on every enemy model that was engaged with him in the fatal fight. That's a nasty ability. Parry, so you don't want to surround him while trying to kill him. But it could be tough as well, because regenerating fate points, stuff like that. Ooh, I really like the composition of this army. So we come now to the Galadriel captain. He's gone up by a goblin worth of points. He's move 6, fight 6, 3 plus shoot. For strength, defense 6, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 6 courage, 2 might, 1 will, 1 fate. So I believe they have gone up by 1 defense, so carrying on the trend of the lightly armored elves. Now have heavy armor instead of light armor, just armor. So all of the Galadriel now has 1 more defense than they normally had before. Access to heavy armor, has heavy armor and elven made hand and half sword. So now the elven blade is included. Has access to heroic march, as all captains have. Has access to armored horse, elf bow and shield. Is expert rider, fleetfoot and woodland creature. Now fleetfoot works a bit differently now. It's no longer move 12 on the horses. So no longer move 12 horses with the Galadriel cavalry. For the Wood Elf captain, that has basically remained unchanged, with the exception of elven cloak being included in the price. So you now have move 6, fight 6, 3 plus shoot, 4 strength, 4 defense, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 6 courage, 2 might, 1 will, 1 fate, elven made sword, elven cloak, heroic march, can take elf bow, throwing daggers and wood elf spear, and is woodland creature. So it's basically just the elven cloak that's now included in the points cost, and you'll see that also very sneakily with the wood elf warriors. Galadriel Stormcaller. Unchanged in points, Lothlorien infantry hero, minor hero, move 6, fight 5, 3 plus shoot, strength 3, defense 4, 1 attack, 2 wounds, 5 courage, 1 might, 3 will, 1 fate. Armor, elven made sword and staff. So he's gained some options there, well, some equipment. Has heroic channeling and the powers of nature, the same ability the other Stormcaller has, which basically means on a natural roll of 6, on 1 or more of the dice, you get back the will for casting that spell. So again, you can do, like I suggested last video, either do all the dice or use it more sparingly and have less chance of rolling that 6. It's got access to Cold Winds and Enchanted Blades. So that's 2 models in this army, access to Enchanted Blades, which is really nasty. The Galadriel Warriors has gone up by point. Lothlorien infantry and warrior, but they've gained a point of defense, so they're now move 6, fight 5, 3 plus shoot, strength 3, defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound, 5 courage. Carries heavy armor and elven made hand and half sword. so they have the Elven Blade included in the profile, as well as the +1 defense. Warhorns has been included in the are an option, but for more points, gone up by a third. Has still access to banner, elf bow, shield and spear, and has the woodland creature special rule. Now this isn't a wood elf spear, so it's just normal spear, mind. And that's because they're not fluent in using it two-handed, I believe. And you have the Galadriel Knights, unchanged in points, Lothlorien Cavalry Warrior, gone up by defense, so they now fight, move 6, fight 5, 3+ shoot, strength 3, defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound, 5 courage. And Elven Blades are included in the profile as well, so they have heavy armor, Elven made sword and armored horse. Have the option to carry a banner, a shield or an elf bow, or expert rider, fleet foot and woodland creature, but again no 12-inch movement for the horses. The guards of the Galadriel court are basically unchanged, the same amount of points, elf, Lothlorien, infantry and warrior. Move 6, fight 6, 3+ shoot, strength 3, defense 5, 1 attack, 1 wound, 6 courage. Carries heavy armor and pike. They can replace the pike with a banner, have the woodland creature special rule and the Caras Galadhon fighting style. In addition to the normal rules for pikes, the guards of the Galadriel court may use the rules for shielding. Usual restrictions for shielding still apply, chiefly that the guard of the Galadriel court, that is shielding, cannot be supported by another model, not even by another guard of the Galadriel court. So just a bit of a clarification on the rules, I think, as written on this one. No other changes in the model's rules. But what has changed a bit is the Wood Elf Warrior. So they've gone down by a point. They're Elf, Lothlorien, Infantry and Warrior. Same stat line, so they've move 6, fight 5, 3+ shoot, strength 3, defense 3, 1 attack, 1 wound, 5 courage. But they now have the Elven Blade and the Elven Cloak included in the profile. Incredible! Access to banner, elf bow, throwing daggers and wood elf spears. And wood elf spears, of course, can be used as normal spears in addition to parry, using shielding rule for them. And they have woodland creature. So that, for a staggering low amount of points, to get a warrior with Elven Cloak with the option for a bow with an Elven Blade. That's just incredible. They used to cost so many points for the Elven Cloaks, but now they have it included, which is so nice. And lastly, for the warriors, we have the Wood Elf Sentinels. Same amount of points, Elf, Lothlorien, Mirkwood, Infantry and Warrior. Same stat line, so move 6, fight 5, 3+ shoot, strength 3, defense 3, 2 attacks, 1 wound, 5 courage. But they now have the Elven Blade, of course, included in the profile. Elf Bow, Elven Cloak, so they also have the Elven Cloak that they always had. Woodland Creature and Enchanting Song. So they have the 3 songs they can cast during movement, provided they're not in combat. Cast automatically without spending will and can't be resisted. You have the Hymn of Elbreth, range 12. Beautiful song raises the spirits of the targeted model. The targeted friendly model will automatically pass all courage tests for the remainder of the turn. The Lay of Gondolin. A somber verse recalls the mighty elf city of Gondolin, a name to freeze the hearts of evil beings. If the sentinel sings the song, they cause terror for the remainder of the turn. And lastly, the most used one, which is Eldamar Madrigal, range 12. Target model must immediately take a courage test. If the test is passed, nothing happens. If the test is failed, target model falls under control of the opposing player, who may then move it up to its maximum move, even if it already moved that turn. This move cannot be used to enter an enemy's control zone, dismount, lay down, perform an action that would cause harm to the target, such as jumping off a cliff, etc., or anything that would require the model to roll a d6, such as a jump test. Affected models may move no further that turn. So just a bit of a clarification on the Eldamar Madrigal. No real change to the way the spell works. But yeah, a well-rounded army with some very, very cheeky shenanigans which can be used to great effect either with as a pure army or as an ally for instance, the Rivendell or the Fellowship or stuff like that. I think this is a fantastic army to use, and I really want to see more elves on the table. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. As ever, I've been Andreas Norwegian Viking, and this has been my review from the Armies of the Lord of the Rings for the Middle-earth strategy battle game. It has been the Lothlorien list. Please comment, like, share and subscribe, and do consider supporting SDF on Patreon using the link in the description below, as it is a fantastic way for you to support our efforts here at the studio and gives us the monetary means to expand, improve and give you more cool videos each and every day of the week. So if that's at all interesting for you, click the link in the description below and it'll take us to our Patreon page where you can find out more. But more importantly, support your hobby.